Okay, we have an interesting integral from MIT 2023 semifinals, round 2, problem 1. We have the integral of square root of x plus 1 minus square root of x all to the pi dx. Okay, I thought this one was really unusual, just having something kind of complicated here and pi as the exponent. One interesting thing about this expression here, if we could take this and multiply by the conjugate, so if we just multiply square root of x plus 1 square root of x, just distributing this out, the x's are going to cancel, and this is just 1. So from this, we can say that square root of x plus 1 minus square root of x, divide this off on both sides. This is the same thing as this thing. But then we also could do it the other way, dividing this off, and then we could say that this expression is just the same thing as this. Now this is all very interesting, but I didn't really see an easy way to use this, and I got kind of bored or impatient the other day, and so I gave up on that. What I actually did instead was just something pretty straightforward. I just did a u substitution for the whole thing inside of the pi. So I want to say u is just equal to square root of x plus 1 minus square root of x. And then if you take a derivative from here, that's kind of messy. So what I want to do instead is solve for x. I can bring this on the other side and write this as square root of x plus u equal to square root of x plus 1. Square both sides on it, and we get x plus u squared plus 2u squared of x. And then on the right side, it's just x plus 1. But then if I subtract an x on both sides, this piece goes away. Let's subtract u squared on both sides. So we have 2u square root of x equals just 1 minus u squared when we get rid of that. But now let me divide by 2u. Square both sides, and we have an expression for x. X is just going to be 1 minus u squared over 2u all squared. But then using this, let's get our dx value. Let's just take a derivative. So taking this derivative, first we're going to need power rule on it. So just bringing the 2 in front, we have 2 times all this stuff. Then we need chain rule, differentiate the stuff inside here. But doing that, we're going to need quotient rule. So derivative of the numerator is going to be minus 2u times denominator 2u. Minus, bring back all this stuff. Derivative of 2u is going to be just 2. Square the denominator, we get 4u squared. Then let's cancel 2's right here. I can cancel 2's out in here and turn this into a 2. Then let's see what kind of simplification we can get. We have 1 minus u squared. It's getting kind of messy, but 2u squared times u gives me 2u cubed here. Then for all this, we have minus 2u squared. I'm going to distribute in this minus sign. We get minus 1 plus u squared. Then just simplifying this part here, we're going to have u squared minus 2u squared. That's going to be a minus u squared minus 1 over 2u cubed. What I'm going to do here is let's factor a minus sign out of this, and we'll just use to flip the sign over here. So then what we're left with here, this becomes u squared minus 1, u squared plus 1, 2u cubed. Then let me just continue over here. So multiplying this out, this is going to be u to the 4 minus 1 over 2u cubed. Then for this, let's take a half out and divide in the u cubes. This is going to become u minus, I'll write this as u to the minus 3 du. So now let's just take this, and we can use this as our value for dx right here. And so now after all that, we can finally go ahead and do our substitution. So everything, all this stuff here is just going to become u to the pi. Then for our dx value, we'll just copy all this stuff in, u half u minus 3 du. But now we can rewrite this. I can take the 1/2 in front of the integral and distribute. We got the same base everywhere here. So I can combine these. I can multiply u pi times u, and we get u to the pi plus 1. Minus here, this becomes u to the pi minus 3 du. And so even though this part here was kind of a mess and there was a lot of number crunching in it, this thing is just power rule, and it's going to be really easy. So what's going to happen using power rule on this, just adding 1 on the powers, we get u pi plus 2 over pi plus 2. And then here for this one, it becomes u pi minus 2 over pi minus 2. But now all we need to do is just back substitute in order to finish this off. And so for my final solution, we have 1/2 times square root x plus 1 minus square root of x to the pi plus 2 over pi plus 2 minus square root of x plus 1 minus square root of x over pi minus 2 over pi minus 2. Add a plus c, and that's it. Okay, there you go. Interesting problem from MIT 2023. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good day.